You're watching Suckprofessor. Hello everybody, it's me Hank. I'm joined by...
James.
Grr, James. Oh, look out, he's turning into a zombie. Ha ha ha. Just kidding, I don't have time to do the animation anymore. Sorry everybody. If you're watching this playthrough, we ran out of time. James is leaving for 3 weeks for fucking Christmas break. I got to, it's season's over. The season also sucks. So that's it. Also, we fucked up the audio on the last one. We didn't realize the wrong microphone was recording. So we didn't use our good mic, and that sucks too, because it makes us look like a couple of goddamn amateurs. We're not fucking amateurs, we're professionals.
Makes us look rich because we have 2 microphones.
2 microphones.
Yeah.
They're both James's. I stole them. I've appropriated all of his technology, and when he leaves, I'm going to sneak into his room and steal his...
empty Coke cans?
Empty Coke cans. Yes. I was going to say... pillow. I got nothing. I'm too dead. I'm dead inside, James. Let's get to it. This is going to be a little bit of a rough one, everybody. We don't remember the episode at all.
Well, we saw it recently. I've seen it twice now. I don't have any notes or anything like that, but it's a fairly straightforward episode from what I remember.
Yeah, this is where Neegan does a bunch of stuff. So anyway, we open up on Michonne. She's walking.
Yeah. Did you see what the title was?
Sing me a song.
Sing me a song.
Sing me a song. So she's whistling, yeah.
It sounds like the Farmer in the Dell, if I'm right. I could be wrong.
Farmer in the Dell. Yeah, it's actually the original title for that was The Farmer in the Gateway 2000.
What is a Dell? Is it like a field?
Yeah, it's some kind of like it sounds like a field where you'd want to like propose to your wife and then get her pregnant. Like a nice tree. You see a tree, you're like, I want to fuck underneath that tree. That's pretty much all trees.
Called a Christmas tree.
Sticky. So, okay. First screenshot, she's looking around, she's walking through the thing. Sorry, we got the overlay. That's okay. But this moment that came up, she's attracting the attention of zombies, and she's not worried. But this moment is very much deliberate, because this is her. This is original Michonne.
Yeah, well, she had the 2 pet zombies that she would drag behind them with. What do they have? They have no, was it no hands and no jaws?
No arms, even.
No arms, that's right.
Chopped off at the shoulder, and then no lower jaw, which is what? That makes them docile?
Apparently it did, yeah, and it kept the other zombies away from her because they basically recognized if these guys aren't messing with her, then she must be one of us. Right.
Instead of wearing a zombie guts and zombie skin kimono, she just strapped some zombies to her. But why didn't they try to still... Wouldn't their instinct to eat her still be there? That was always peculiar.
Zombie psychology is not something that's been really explored in this as much as it probably should be.
Still an amazing thing, though, anyway.
Yeah.
Sort of like reverse sleigh dogs. Okay, we got to keep going. Sorry, we're already slowing down. So she drops her stuff. That's the radio. We know in a previous episode, Rick wanted her to stay in touch.
Yeah.
But she's off doing her own thing here. She's all by herself. And so
she doesn't seem intimidated at all by what's happening. She's in control.
The word is nonplussed.
Yes.
But she chops his head off. And so also, everybody, we don't have as many screenshots as normal. We only have 224 this episode. Normally we have like 600. But so she picks him up. She drags him and she's real chill and just like... off she goes. She look at these good boots. Those are decent. Those are way too clean for zombie feet. How did those get so clean?
Well, I mean, zombies shuffle, so if anything gets in the bottom of the shoe, he'd be scraping it off as he goes.
Okay, listen up, Drew Carey. That makes no fucking sense. Yeah. Zombies shuffle, therefore they will pick up more dirt. Haven't you ever been drunk? Come on. Drunk in a field? You're from the East.
I plan on doing that when I go back.
Yeah, you're going to be drunk. Well, that one's a little dirtier there. But yeah, no, or it would be all worn out. All right, anyway. So she drags him off, leaves a gross trail, and that's gnarly. And there's the thing. There's her sword. She's got all her, that's her stuff. That's Michonne. That's just the weapon. Yep. Oh, and by the way, this is dripping up here. It was going blip, blip.
And essentially the radio is her link to Rick. So this zooming in the radio is sort of like a segue to, boom, Rick with his radio.
I'm trying to get her to touch base. She's his lady. He's worried. He wants to know she's okay.
Yep. And as you know, Rick is out doing a supply run, right? Because he knows if he doesn't get some good stuff to provide for Neegan, his people are going to die, and he's not going to be Rick the Protector anymore. Rick the Protector
is now known as Rick the Neegan's bitch.
Yes.
So Rick and his buddy, that's Aaron, right?
Yep.
So anyway, then it cuts to the whole gist of the scene was Rick and Aaron are sleeping in a square, and he's trying to talk to his girlfriend.
Yeah, and basically he opens the back of the truck and says, I noticed that before, because that's a segue to this scene where these guys are talking in the back of the truck.
Right, but it's not the same truck.
No, it's not the same truck at all.
But this guy's looking, I didn't get a shot, they show a couple shots of these zombies.
He's looking in a mirror to see a reflection of zombies in the distance.
Yeah, they're not too worried. This is, look what he's eating though. He's eating like a cucumber or something.
Yeah,
just
and they're saying something about Fat Joey or Fat Joseph not being good for anything, but he laid some crude traps, nothing fancy, but he's good at that.
They're talking about zombie traps, probably?
Well, he's saying like tripwires and things like that, so I don't quite know what he means by that, but maybe he's just securing a perimeter and,
okay. All right.
Just establishing that Fat Joey does have some sort of a role in this whole savior organization.
Yes, I agree. Could you imagine eating a zucchini like that? I mean, a cucumber would be pretty weird too, but...
Yeah, I'm not a vegetable guy.
James, the most vegetable James has ever eaten is cheese pizza.
Yeah.
I guess the sauce, probably.
Yeah, that's it.
Occasionally, there'll be a mushroom that made its way. All right, so I don't know what happens. They decide to leave. They're like, yeah, there we go. Oh, maybe that's what they're referring to with Fat Joey is he was leading them off. They figured out how to like kind of... Okay,
yeah, that's probably... Anyway. Very easily be it. So they're just going on their way.
Guess what happens? We're in the thing. This is all the stuff they stole, and it's Jesus with Carl. Yep. They're buddies. They've they're both on a similar mission. Jesus is checking in on best of the best of the ladies, the new leaders of Hilltop, the pregnant Maggie, and the not pregnant Sasha.
So essentially, they're trying to hitch a ride on the truck that's heading back to the headquarters of the Savior, because if they know where the Saviors are really headquartered, that's going to give them a big advantage should they decide to fight.
Yes, but this is a risky gambit right here.
Yeah, it's a much riskier job than they seem to understand at the time.
Yes.
He was very nonchalant, saying, oh yeah, sure, I'll go do it.
They make it seem like Jesus has some magical powers, not literally, but like he's a guy that can kind of handle himself. I wouldn't be too worried about him, although even that's still dumb that he's doing this. But Carl, on his crazy suicide mission, is insane. We talked about that in the last one. So anyway, they got a bunch of weapons. That's kind of nice. That's pretty good. Carl gets ready. They're pulling up. Oh, Jesus. Oh, that's right. So let's back up. Remember, he actually says, okay, I'll meet you inside. He jumps out and rolls. He does a little move.
Carl basically says, you go first. I don't know how to do it. So he shows him, and Carl basically tricks him.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought...
Carl had no intention of getting off the truck.
I thought this guy was like, well, I think it'd be better if we separate, so I'm going to leave you here, Carl.
He would not have gotten off the truck had he known Carl was going to stick back behind.
Okay, crazy Carl, hatching plans. So Carl gets ready with a gun. He does know how to shoot. He's not, he's been a child of the apocalypse.
Yeah, we should also mention that. Remember that box of booze in the closet that Gregory lost?
Yes.
Basically, Jesus takes a knife, cuts the bottom of it because he's a psychic and knows that the guys are going to pick it up.
Yeah.
And when he picks it up, everything falls down, and that's when Carl goes on this rampage. But more importantly, the one thing we did miss before that is that Jesus was taking a bottle of maple syrup, and he was making a trail behind the truck so that he could follow it to get back to Carl.
Yes.
So he would know where they went.
The old maple syrup trail. That's a surefire way to get your friend's attention.
Yep.
What the fuck?
Well, he's Jesus. He can walk on syrup.
Yeah, he can turn syrup into glow stick juice. Yeah. What do ants get attracted to it, and then they follow the ant trail?
It was a pretty,
a big snake of ants.
I mean, he worked with what he had.
Yeah, it was fine. I didn't hate that part. He did dump out some of the booze too in one. I think that was the previous episode.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah. Well, yeah. He was drinking out of one, and then he kind of dumped it along.
He took a swig and then poured it out.
Yeah, as if it was a flippant move to Gregory.
That's okay though. I don't hate that move. There's a lot of other stuff coming up that we're gonna hate. This guy goes, "Oh, there was more where that came from." Fuck you. Yeah. Shut up. Bad writing.
Yeah. So I assume cutting the box was just another instance of, well, if I can't have it and we can't have it, you can't have it. Screw you.
Yeah, and doesn't take a leap of the incredible deduction to know they're going to pick up the box. It's pretty standard stuff. Yeah. So he does. It spills, and then Carl goes, "Get up!" And Carl blasts him. Take that, goon! And so Carl gets out and he goes, "Nobody move! I'm only here for Neegan.
No one else needs to die."
Yeah, no one else needs to die. Very weird line. I don't know if it's in character. Whatever. It didn't make sense. This is all so stupid. He's surrounded by bad guys. Carl, come on, Carl. By the way, Carl, learn to shoot with your other fucking eye, dummy. Yeah. Look at this. You're supposed to put the gun butt part at the side where your eye works. Yeah. And if you only have one working eye, it should be on the other side. That's all I'm saying.
So he demands Neegan and half of their Pantene Pro V shampoo.
Pantene Pro V. I love that you had a name. No. I was going to say Pert Plus. That's not true. I had nothing. That's good. So Neegan appears, and he's all confident. I love confident Neegan. I think this guy is a very complex, three-dimensional character, and I'm sure I can't wait to see all the different facets of his personality.
Yeah. Yeah, his one facet.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I mean, I loved Neegan the first episode of this season. He was interesting. He was foreboding.
Save some of your hate for later because we got to establish it.
But yeah, go ahead. To make it short, he's kind of wearing thin. His mannerisms are getting a little old.
Yeah.
Too much Neegan is a bad thing. Neegan in small doses is a great thing.
Yes, agreed.
Don't overdo your Neegan.
So let's not get over Neegan yet. So Neegan shows up and he's whistling, I think, yeah, wasn't he? And he goes, "Oh, Carl, you are a brave boy with your hair." Ha ha. He says some shit like that.
You scare the crap out of me.
Yeah, I'm scared. Yeah, something like that. Did he say shit?
Yes.
Can you say shit?
I can't.
Fuck. So Neegan, of course, why is Neegan still alive? Carl is on this run. He could have just popped Neegan off right there.
And then he goes on the speech, "You picked that gun because you thought it looked cool, didn't you?"
Yeah. Ugh. So I did like that Neegan at least stood behind his own guy. Yeah. That was a move I thought was fine.
Kind of funny.
That's an evil leader move. Okay, that was fine. But there he is. He does this thing where he gives him that confident eyes, and he likes to lean back and bounce his body a little bit. You think you're so tough.
And put extra emphasis on random words in a sentence.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, he has a speech impediment, like pediment or extra. I don't know. So Carl goes, "Fuck you all! I'm gonna kill you!" And so he just starts blasting. He does shoot a guy, but then
some guy jumps at him, so he takes him down. But then Dwight tackles him before he can get another shot off.
Oh yeah, Dwight.
So Carl takes down 2 of Negan's guys.
Yeah, Carl gets 2 of them, which isn't very good. I mean, they've got plenty more where that came from. Daryl sees it all going down, and he's of course going, "Oh, gross! Oh man, I'd get closer, but my BO."
No, he's basically saying, "I smell maple syrup."
I knew I smelled Carl's deodorant. I don't know. I can't. Boy, he looks gross, huh? What a mess. He's a prisoner, and he works in a little zombie patch over here, whatever. This guy's going, "Hey, can I borrow your razor?" I don't know what that means. Sorry, the SD kicked in there for the screenshot on
when
Amazon.
Negan gets really threatening, he turns into pixels.
yeah, I would love it if that happened. Look, there's some Norman Reedus, Austin. Yeah. Oh, look, Dwight. Poor guy. Oh, he's not a real pizza face?
What?
Outrageous. What if
Chandler Riggs.
Oh, yeah, Chandler Bing. Cool. So, back at the camp. Oh, but how does he get Carl? He talks him in, and he's like, "All right, come on, we'll take you on a tour," or some shit.
Yeah. So basically what happens is he said, Carl looks at him and goes, "What are you going to do with me? Are you going to kill me?" And his response is something on the lines of, "Don't ruin my impression of you. Don't act afraid. I see you as a real piece of work. I see you as a real..."
He says that to Carl.
Yeah. So don't ruin your impression of me by showing fear. So come with me. I want to show you something.
Okay. So yeah. So anyway, Carl's alive. You think they would have killed him, but they didn't.
Yeah. He calls him his guest.
Guests. There you go. And so now we're back at the Alexandria. This is Captain Janeway's son. That's Eugene. That's Dr. Gabriel.
And Eugene is going on one of his very long, annoying tirades where he basically takes half an hour to say something that should take him 10 seconds to say.
It is apparent to me, given the factors that are apparent to all of us, that we must forego the risks involved with the... Yes. Shut up! Shut the fuck up! Nobody talks like that.
Yeah.
Only, you know who people talk like that? Dead people. Because that kill them. No, well, I didn't mean to get that aggressive there, but he's annoying. I get it, though. At least he kind of sticks to his character. They did give him sort of that robotic
You know what really bothers me, too? Why is his character still called Dr. Eugene Porter? We know he's not a doctor now. I mean, come on, drop it.
Does it say it on the thing?
Yeah, I mean, go back.
Oh, here?
Right there.
Oh, I didn't see. Oh.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, come on.
That lie has been exposed.
This is a lie. And he's also not a porter. I've never seen him carry around water. Is that what porter?
No,
I don't know.
Sure.
Portal, the video game. Okay, so back to Negan.
So we've actually jumped ahead a whole way.
A pretty good chunk. There's a whole bunch of women. He's got his gaggle of ladies.
Yeah, so what we've missed in that previous shot is that they've established that they're going to go out and go for supplies. So basically, Rosita wants to go out and do something with Eugene. We don't know what exactly at this point, but Father Gabriel and Spencer also head out going on a supply run together.
Right. Oh, yeah, well, that's back in this world here.
And then we jump back to the Savior compound.
Back to the Saviors, and so, right. So thank you, James. So there he goes. We did miss the other women that he's got kind of captive. He's got them all dressed up in these like
very
black,
similar attire, yeah.
Yeah,
like
this
kind
of
thing for that
evening gown thing, which I guess that's about the one thing about Negan I kind of get. Not that I would be that. I would make them wear sundresses personally, but all right, you're a fucking psycho. You got a cult. You can control the women.
Yeah, he's got
it made. Yep. No, I'm not saying
this is the new Mormon.
But yeah, more men, more like more women. He's manipulating them. Oh, they're all terrified of him. Yep. Nobody seems to be really into this.
No, they're just kind of deadpan when he walks in because they're gonna go on a limb and say he doesn't treat him that well.
Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah, exactly. There's not. Yeah, it's pretty much horrible. So he. Oh, by the way, he does give Carl a beer, which I thought was kind of nice.
Well, he has Carl hold it. I don't know if he's really giving it to him.
I just assumed
because he takes a few swigs of it, and then because you know how he always has people that
hold his stuff.
Yeah, he's like hands Lucille to people and stuff. He's like, you're my slave.
James, hold my knife.
No, thank you.
I literally just tried to give James. I have a real knife.
I don't like knives.
This is a kitchen paring knife that I was using to cut up chicken.
Nice.
Why don't you quit judging me, okay? I eat it in my computer like 100% of the country. All right?
Salmonella.
Salmonella? No, it's clean. I cooked it.
Cook the knife.
I just assumed this was fun uncle. Like, I thought it was like, hey, buddy, your dad's not around. Why don't you go get fucking fucked up on a beer?
Yeah, what we missed, though, is that when he was talking to, what's her name?
Dwight's girlfriend. Dwight's wife.
Okay.
Dwight.
To Dwight. When he was talking to Dwight, we really need to look that up. He's asking her, what's going on, because he's heard a rumor and he wants confirmation from her. And she basically defiantly looks at him and says, what we talk about when you're not here is none of your business.
Yeah.
Which, he doesn't physically hit her. He doesn't get angry. He just does his big, fancy Neegan smile.
Yeah.
Sherry,
there she is.
So he's talking to Sherry. And what he's really saying is that he heard a rumor that it was Amber went out and met with Mark. And apparently Amber, yes.
Yep.
Apparently Amber and Mark, yes, were a couple before they got indoctrinated into the Saviors. And Neegan does what Neegan does, and he takes the woman he wants to be the woman he wants.
Right.
So what happened was he wanted to know, is this true?
Yeah.
And she reluctantly, begrudgingly said, yeah, they made a mistake. Go easy on them.
Yes. And she's one of the one that's like less afraid of him too. Like
she'll talk back.
Yeah, she's definitely it's an intense experience.
Yeah, he even says have I ever hit you before? And she goes, no, but there are worse things.
Yeah. So he made her hold his beer, and then he just kept piling her up with beer until she was covered in a pile of beer. No, that's all. I made that part up.
Yeah, that didn't happen.
All right. So Daryl walks in with his friend.
Well, we missed a big chunk that's important too.
Okay, go.
When he talks to her, he wants to find out if it's true or not, and he says, I don't care. I don't want people to be here if they don't want to be here, but there's one thing you cannot do, and that one thing is what?
Wear a blue dress.
Yes, he said, you cannot cheat on me.
Oh, yeah.
That she actually says, and he goes, you're goddamn right, that's what you can't do.
Yeah.
So that means that he's going to get vengeance on this Mark character, because Negan's whole thing is that when you do wrong, he typically doesn't punish you, he hurts you by punishing... Yeah, he hurts you by punishing those you care about. So he doesn't really, he has his own method of punishment.
Yeah, and he uses your family against, well, not against you, but he'll hurt your family. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, and he is, very rarely do you see Negan actually angry, but he seems fuming at this.
He reminds me a lot of my own dad. Yeah. Not because of all that stuff, but my dad liked to wrap barbed wire around his utensils.
Yeah, and then that's when he goes back to Sherry and says, "See, I'm a reasonable guy. I was good to her. I didn't hit her. I don't hit people." And that's when the whole thing, there are worse things, comes in.
Oh yeah, okay, got it. Yeah, that's right. So, but then Dwight comes in with Daryl, and Daryl's all gross. I have no idea what they say.
Yeah, I think this is where Dwight's carrying the tray of fruit, and then he has Carl take it from him, and
Yeah, so who cares? They say some shit to him. Daryl seems to be not really... I mean, they haven't given Daryl... They haven't promoted him to citizen yet. He's still a captive.
Right, yeah, he's still in training to be a soldier. He's basically trying to be broken so he'll become a soldier.
Right, but he seems pretty broken.
Well,
he took them with him to Alexandria, but then again, he might have been faking it there because he knew that he would have gotten everybody killed if he tried to fight back.
Well, if he was convincing them that he was broken, he completely blew it here because he talks back to Negan. He's not supposed to talk.
Yeah.
And when he's... pipes up and says, "What's Carl doing here? What are you doing? Don't you touch him," or something like that.
Yeah.
He says, "Whoa, whoa, whoa. What we talk about when you're not in the room is none of your business." He uses the same line back that he just heard about 2 minutes ago.
That's right. Yeah. You do a great Daryl.
No,
I was like, whoa, Norman Reedus, he's in the room.
Yeah.
Hey, and can you sign my chest?
Yeah, and then he did the same thing. He's like, "Don't make me take this toothpick," which he pulled out of the olive from the tray and just ate. "Don't make me stick this in his other good eye."
Oh boy!
So it's like you break the rules and I'll hurt him.
Yeah,
that's his whole MO.
He's down to 50% of his eyes.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a valuable the one he's got left. Okay, so then this is the let's look at even though this is a fuck up with this stuff, we do find this pretty useful in a little way. But general trivia: Autumn Dial is a certified 3rd-degree black belt and martial arts instructor. Who the fuck is Autumn Dial?
Autumn Dial.
That must be one of the actors here.
Is that a type of soap?
It does. It sounds like the soap you'd use in the fall. What about Irish Spring?
I mean, that can't be. I know Jesus does kung fu, but I doubt his name is Autumn.
No. Well, who knows? Why not?
What was Sherry's? Sherry is Christine.
Sherry Berry. Christine Evangelista.
Because they only show the people who are in the scene there, basically. So.
Well, maybe Carl's name is Autumn Dial. Who knows? Well, who cares? All right, so boom, she's freaked out and she's scared. So now another great scene. Boy, James, these guys really just nailing it with the season, huh? Yeah. Dr. Gabriel and the what's the guy? The Captain Janeway's son.
Yes, Spencer and Dr. Gabriel. You got me saying it now. Reverend Preacher.
Father Gabriel.
Jesus. Yes, Father.
Yeah, Father. There you go. Father, doctor, mother, sister, fucker. I don't know. Who cares? Anyway, they're talking about life, but Dr. Spencer hates.
Dr. Spencer
hates. Yeah, Father Gabriel strokes his parishioners' peepees.
I feel like this train is derailed
very badly. Dr. Spencer hates Rick. He thinks Rick has got him all killed, and he got his mother killed, and everything's bad. So he's not a fan.
Yeah,
right?
He actually
the gist of that?
He asked him for advice. He goes, "Do you think that I hate Rick? I don't believe he's a good leader. I think probably the best thing for this community would be if he simply doesn't come back."
Right.
And he says, "Does that make me a sinner?" And Father Gabriel said, it doesn't make you a sinner, but it does make you a total piece of crap.
Yeah. And
he says it's only temporary. It doesn't have to be terminal.
Right. And he says, "Pull over."
Yeah.
Stop the car right here. They're just driving in a random stretch of the forest. And then what does he tell him there now?
He says, "I'm going to get out."
Oh, that's it? I thought he kind of delivers some big line. Well, hey, yeah, who knows? So he does. So he's like, he goes, "I'm going to walk back. All right, I'm done with you." So he gets out and he walks back and he's like, "Dude, you just left me. Oh, fine."
Yeah. And this scene, I don't understand.
I'll get out of the car too. I will get out of the car. Look, they got one of those cars with the one wiper. Oh, no, there's two wipers. There's just those. Okay. Sorry, I don't know why I'm getting that distracted. So this guy, Spencer, just is like, "Fine, man, you walk away from me. Well, then I'm going to have a and he looks around. He's kind of taking in his surroundings. He looks in and he just decides, okay, well then, if you're going to walk away, then I'm going to run into the woods." What the fuck?
And bear in mind that the car
He runs into the woods.
The car stopped because Gabriel said stop the car.
Yeah.
He didn't choose to stop at this particular space.
Right.
So he doesn't explain why he goes into the woods. He just looks into the woods and starts running.
There's no noise. He doesn't go, whoa, a noise.
But he's running with what appears to be purpose. He's looking around like he has this intentional spot he's going to, but there's no reason for him to know what's going on here.
Now look, we've all had diarrhea in the car. Yeah. We all know what it's like when you got to get parked and you got to hurry, and you've pretty much are launching missiles before you even get the door open, and it's a desperate mad dash to the toilet and you barely make it. We all know what that feels like. That's called having a purpose. It's not like he's got to suddenly pop a squat. And even if that's what he's up to, you don't need to run that far into the woods. In fact, do it right on your car seat. Or maybe that's not the best idea, but not next to the car. I would do it in the middle of the road. I've always wanted to poop on a road.
Out the window is how we do it.
Out the window. Yeah. Well, that's how they invented mooning. Because you'd start shitting, but then before you got to your enemy's house, you were out of poop, so you just had a butt to show.
Once you get really advanced, you do the sunroof.
The sunroof. Only the most high-level experienced
It's like a whale with
players.
a blowhole.
James, you accuse me of being gross. You're the dirty boy.
I get at least one bad one every season.
It's okay. No, you should. I encourage it. That sort of thing is okay. Anyway, so he sprints. He just runs off into the woods, and he's looking around and. So weird. It all they had to do was make him hear a stick break or some sort of growl off, and not that that's a good reason to sprint into the woods, but then he would. That would at least make it seem somewhat simple.
And what I was thinking at this point was, and we kind of glazed over this earlier, but when they was back in town talking to Rosita, she was telling him, he was basically, "Don't go out there on your own. We've got to basically accept what we're doing. We need to go out and get supplies. Like it or not, we need to provide for Neegan."
Yeah.
So she looked at him and he said, "It's kind of like a tax." So she said, "Well, I know you like to squirrel things away. You probably got a truckload of stuff hidden out in the woods. Why don't you go out there, get that, bring it back, give it to Neegan and pay your taxes, but leave me the heck alone."
Okay.
So I was thinking, okay, well, maybe he knows there's something out here in the woods. Maybe he does have something squirreled away, and just by some random coincidence, he happened to stop the car right in an area where he recognized a specific tree and knew he could go back in the woods and find it. But that's pretty. That's kind of a stretch.
Pretty unusual. If that was the case, they did a poor job of making that what it looked like. Because what it looks like when you first watch it is just the guy just has a nervous breakdown,
right?
A mental snap, and he just runs into the woods like a nut.
And in the next 4 screenshots, there's something that kind of shows even more that that's not the case.
Well, The cache of stuff. Yeah, because what he does is he stumbles up and then he hears a noise and the camera tilts up and look, it's a bow hunter.
Right, and the fact that he's not looking up to begin with, and the fact that he turns around and looks up and looks surprised tells me that he was not running back here because he knew this guy was there.
Yeah.
If he knew this guy was there, he would be looking up in the trees to find him.
Yeah,
he wouldn't be looking at the ground and then suddenly realizing, oh, look, there's something up there.
Yeah, he would have been scanning around a little bit. Plus, how the hell did you miss seeing this guy? He came from back there. How did he get his chest, like, belly, like, scraped? Was he hugging the tree and did he start like twerking against that?
I can only imagine that maybe he got hit, injured by a zombie. Maybe he got his guts ripped and he climbed into the tree to escape and died a slow death.
Before he climbed up there, he had hernia surgery. And then as he was climbing it, before he became a zombie, a deer came by and nibbled on his hernia patch.
Or he crawled up there and said, well, gotta wait it out. Good thing I packed Chipotle. And then that's what happens.
So anyway, so there's a bow hunter. Fine, he's up in his little tree stand thing. Come up here. Look at me come down there. And then cut to Negan's house.
He's taking off his fancy red scarf.
There's the slogan scarf. That scarf's name is Lucille or from Scarf from Lion King. Scarf it down. Okay, sorry. I my brain went into a couple of glitches right there, James. That was fucked up. All right, so then he sits down and he goes, Carl, you got to do something for me.
Well, he says, you're a smart kid.
You're a smart kid.
And you know how I know you're a smart kid?
Because don't cut your hair, and that's expensive.
Because you killed 2 of my men, and you know I can't let that slide.
Yes. Check out the trivia. Good trivia. We will see Carl's eye hole for the first time. Why is that trivia? That sounds like a fortune cookie.
That's a spoiler is what it is at this point.
It's a total spoiler. It's not trivia anyway.
Yeah, that's stupid.
That's not close to trivia. Okay. I don't know.
And actually, we saw the eye hole when he got shot.
Yeah. Oh, here's more trivia. Look, Chandler Riggs, his favorite movie is The Mist, 2007.
Which is kind of weird because, in The Mist, Andrea and Dale from The Walking Dead are both in The Mist.
Oh, I've never even
heard.
And
Carol's in it.
I'd never heard of The Mist. Honestly.
Really? I've got it on DVD. It's a great movie.
Fuck yeah, let's watch it.
Yeah.
I've heard of the video game Mist, which is awesome.
That's MYS.
It's a classic. I don't care. All right, so he does actually, he insists that Carl take off his eyes.
Yeah, he says, you killed 2 of my men. I need something in return for that.
Yeah.
I want to see what Grandma brought me. Let's unwrap that thing, basically.
Fuck, James, I don't have a great screenshot. I thought we even went back and made sure to get a good one. What the fuck?
I thought you done. Well, there's no chance. It basically just looks like he's got a giant scab where his eye should be.
Yeah, but it's like inset, which I guess would make sense. It's really weird. It's kind of like it looks like a piece of obsidian.
Yeah,
obsidian looks like.
I was basically going to say a giant burned pepperoni.
A big burned pepperoni, yeah, totally. I think that's about right. Boy, you should write for Shakespeare. That's very poetic. Yeah. But yeah, they do a good, they don't hide it. They put some time into some makeup and made them look real gross. And it doesn't, it's not healed yet. It usually just heals into like a skin, right? Like it grows over and it turns into a scar. I'm sure with the proper surgeries and stuff. He doesn't have the luxury of a reconstructive plastic surgeon.
Yeah, and as soon as you took it off, what does Negan say?
He says, woohoo, yeah!
That is disgusting. I can see inside your head. I can see your skull. That is sickening.
Yeah.
And then he starts going, ooh, can I touch it? Let me touch it.
Let me touch it. Oh, yeah. It's really, really weird.
And he realizes that it's emotionally affecting Carl. Carl's kind of sobbing at this point.
Yeah.
And he gets a much more somber tone. He kind of takes a fatherly approach and says, you know what, kid, I'm sorry. Sometimes it's easy to remember to forget that you're just a kid. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings.
But it's not because he's a good guy. It's because he's fucking with him.
Yes,
pretty much. He's never a good guy.
I think that
also when you lose an eye and you cry, you have only half the tears.
Yeah, we were talking about that. Like, does this other tear duct work? Who knows?
If it's damaged, then maybe not. Does it? But if it's damaged, does it just like drain into your sinuses?
If it's all scabbed over,
yeah. What if it just like pinched it and so it squirted out? Like a flower, like clowns with flowers on their shirt. Right.
But it's like, I think deep down, he's probably does have some good in him. And I think a little bit of that comes through, but I think it's mostly him manipulating.
Okay, I think everybody deep down was a baby that just wanted milk and titties, right? But this is a fucking monster. He's an evil maniac. I don't give him that. You're too much a kind person. Well, you give humanity too much credit.
Here's what I see. I see him as someone who doesn't really have anyone he can talk to, anyone that he can see that he can see himself as a mentor to, and he wants to be that person for Carl. He wants to be the big guy. He wants Carl to look up to him. He wants to impress him.
He wants to, but okay, he wants to break everybody, and he wants to break Carl, and also make Carl either turn on his own family, but also mainly he knows he has something valuable that he can use to manipulate Alexandria. He's got their leader's son. Right. That's the main benefit of. But I don't honestly think that he's got it. There might be a small element of what you're talking about.
There's a mutual respect between them. There's a bond going between them, and I know this is true because that's what happens in the comics.
Oh, you know the comics.
Yes,
okay.
I know this.
All right, fair enough. That's the source material, but it's not done well, and also I think that sounds a little dumb to me. I could see that he might not just immediately torture the kid. Yeah, I could see something going on there, but okay, fine.
Then again, Carl he sees Carl as a kid with guts.
Yeah,
who goes out and does things impulsively, who did not, because he says something like, "You impressed me because I look at other kids your age, and what they be doing is they're sobbing because they missed the prom. But you go out and you get stuff done."
Yeah, that's true. Carl is, so far he's a teen of action.
Yeah, so there, albeit maybe it's a little tiny sliver of it, but there is some respect between the two.
Fair enough. I hear you. I'm not going to crap on that. I just don't see it in that same way, but I get it. I think it's a fair, it's all very
Carl
fair.
can half see it right now. It's horrible.
Good thing his butthole still works. I have no idea what that has to do with it. But anyway, okay, so so it goes, now watch this. So this is where we see Mark coming up. Mark's the boyfriend of Amber. And he's got his whole gang. There he is, all sassy, strutting Neegan with his cool black leather jacket.
Yeah, and we should mention also, this is the second time that Neegan has brought Carl in front of the group of saviors.
No, it's the first time.
No, this is the second time, because the first time we missed it. We didn't have any screenshots of it. Oh. But when he says, "Come with me, you're my guest," he immediately takes him out in front of all the people who are the lower caste members of the saviors, the ones who still work for points, and said, "Watch this. This is awesome."
And they all kneel.
Where he's trying to impress Carl again.
Yeah.
And he kind of says, "Regardless of your points, everyone gets fresh vegetables tonight." And then he looks at Carl and turns his back and goes, "See what that is? That's respect."
That's right.
"Are they still kneeling?" And Carl nods and he goes, "As you were," and then walks away.
Wow.
He's trying to impress him.
Yeah, wow. I'm sorry we didn't get a screenshot of that, everybody. And James, by the way, you keep up doing this good job. I'm going to let you have a piece of broccoli later. Free.
No points?
Only to thank you for your loyalty. Okay.
But as you're saying, this is Mark.
This is Mark, and Neegan is he's giving the evil speech stuff, talking about his bullshit. He's got the two ladies. There's part of his harem.
Yeah.
She's sort of comforting her and whatnot, and this is it's in trouble, and so
he's doing this whole thing. He's like, "We are here because we have rules. We have to abide by them. I do not want to do this, but I have to."
He's putting on a show. Yeah. He is asserting dominance. This guy looks like this is Captain America right here. Man, look at this guy. He could stand up and just take his yeah. I mean, this doesn't look like a weak dude. And of course he's tied up and stuff. So Carl's like, "Oh fuck, that's crazy. It's the craziest half thing I've ever seen." can't resist it. So he knows it's about to go down. Daryl, and this is where Carl and Daryl make a little face at each other, and I think Daryl kind of doesn't react too much, but at least that's some comfort for both of them. I imagine
they're actually having a hair growing competition. So Daryl's like, "God dang it, you're beating me."
Yeah, this is Daryl going, "You used up all my Pantene Pro V." Is it Pro 5?
Pro V. Well, it could.
Oh yeah, okay.
But Daryl washes his hair with motor oil.
Yes,
so Daryl. They have different activities.
Right. I wash my hair with a razor. So there they go. Yeah, it's sad. It sucks. And Dwight fetches the iron out of the fire.
Yeah, and it's got to be an emotional bad time for Dwight, because Dwight went through this himself. He was the subject of it.
That's how he got a pizza face. Yep. And gives it to Neegan, and Neegan immediately burns his face. He walks over nice and casual like, and just, man, that looks like it hurts. What's the worst burn you ever had, James?
Probably
when I called you a chump.
Yeah, I think that was probably, yeah. I don't think I've really been burned bad before.
Everybody's had a couple of hand things, oven here and there, maybe a little blister. No big bad burns.
What do you think the 8 means on the iron?
It weighs 8 kilograms or 8 pounds probably. Maybe. It's iron number 8, obviously. So there's Daryl, and he's like, "I remember when I was doing that. Don't worry, buddy. It'll get better. It'll stop hurting probably for after a long time." Man, burning is the worst. It really fucks up. Because it's not so much pain that you don't feel it. So it's like the maximum pain all the time because your nerves are completely shot up.
This guy passes out from it.
Yeah, well, sure, that would, during the moment. But I mean, like, it lasts. It lasts forever. I'd rather, but yeah, anyway.
I mean, like, the iron doesn't even come in contact with this area right here, and yet it's still...
I could see heat spreading or out, maybe he had a wrinkle. Maybe he had to get rid of the wrinkle. But yeah, so he does that, and then he pulls back on it, and it is, fruit by the foot. Yep. Gross. Oh, man. Actually, what he was doing, he was just doing the guy a favor. He had gum stuck to his cheek, and he just wanted to help him out. And it snaps off. Ow, my face. Ow, I want to look like Daryl.
Kind of like a Freddy Krueger almost.
A little bit.
It's horrible.
Yeah, scarred up face. Burned hair smells nasty.
Yes.
I've never burned a toenail. Maybe I'll do that this weekend. All right, so... Uh-oh, a guy's passed out. He's made his point. Everybody knows he's fucked up. He calls in the doctor. There's the doctor. You can tell because he's got a doctor bag and he's got a white coat on and stuff. So, man, that's crazy.
Yeah, and he does the whole thing. He peed his pants and tells Daryl, clean that up.
Yes.
And then tells Carl something like, you probably think I'm crazy, don't you?
Yeah, it's over the top. And see the lean back, the way he is.
Yeah.
He always likes to get in people and whisper shit and never... Neegan is really a one-dimensional, obnoxious weirdo, idiot, and annoying.
Yeah. Because remember the last time we kind of skipped past this too, but when he was talking to Carl and he was commenting on his eye and everything like that, he did say, well, actually, I think this might be coming up a little bit later, but he gives that famous line from the comic about the baseball bat when Fat Joey brings it in, but I think it's a little bit later, so we'll wait to get to that.
Yeah. Totally. So, all right. So next scene, Spencer's gifts is picked up his bow. He also
no, he doesn't have his bow yet. He hasn't gotten the guy out of the tree.
Oh, that's right. So he's getting there. Oh yeah. So somehow he goes and he's got a hook on a rope. They call that a grappling hook. And he tosses it up in the air. That's him, and he's yanking on it. The quality sucks. It latches on, and oh shit!
Jeez, what?
Well, it's because you go back and you try to let it reload, and then it comes back SD, and it sucks.
It's like the Super Nintendo version of Walking Dead.
Yeah, that sucks. It's whatever. It'll be fine. So then he does knock the bow loose. He does. It works. His plan works. Yeah. It drops down. A compound bow, they call those, James. And, yes, my plan worked. All right. But, he also knocked on the guy's stand. The poor fella falls down. Look, there he is. That's Quaid.
Yeah. And he says, Hodor.
Are you talking about this big chin?
Yeah.
Is that what you did that?
A little bit, yeah.
Fair enough. So, unfortunately, though, he's got very weak shoulder sinews. And the strapping holding him up, I guess it's like a safety harness must be for the bow hunter guy. Keep you in the tree in case your drunk fat ass falls out of the tree. But unfortunately, it rips his arms off. Oh, there it is.
And the small bump he takes on the head when he lands is enough to kill him.
The zombie.
Yes, and Spencer doesn't think it would be prudent to stab him in the head just in case he should reanimate suddenly and bite him, because obviously Spencer's a genius.
Yes, Spencer's a genius.
But turns out he's dead.
Yeah, I just like this. A great turkey carving technique, too. You just let it turn into a zombie, hang it from a tree. No, yeah, so Spencer sort of looks up. This is like the timing was poor, I thought. This was sequencing. He dives out of the way, but then he's got blood on his face.
Yeah, nothing about this whole scene makes any sense.
Yeah, it was all just weird. It didn't really, okay. He wouldn't you make sure the zombie guy, before he went for the bow, was, not going to fall on you or something?
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's just fine. A bad scene.
Yeah, these are the aiming things for the bow. Each one of those is lined up with a different distance. Isn't that cool, James? Yeah, I'm very wise. Just kidding. So the guy gets, and he's dead. He doesn't hit his head. He's a zombie. He's a creature of the undead, an immortal being, aside from the part where you can stab him in the head. But a landing on his feet really fucked him up, I guess.
There's no visible damage to his head as opposed to what he looked like in the tree.
Unbelievable. So yeah, he could have taken his arm and beaten him up with it and killed him that way, like a classic move. But guy's finally starts rummaging through his stuff. Finds, I think, a knife and a slip of paper, right?
Yep.
Some other stuff. But yeah, I don't know what the paper was all about.
The paper is written in Latin.
Oh.
And we find out later what it means.
Oh, okay. We'll find out later. All right, cool. I'm so glad James is here, because if this was me, I would just assume this is English. I'd be like, I don't know those words. So where did all that blood come from? I know the guy landed and splashed, I guess. It just happened to catch him in the...
Nothing makes sense.
It's more than, I don't know.
Because it's not there.
It's here. There's
a little bit.
I mean, this is this happened. This is continuity stuff. It's not really fair to.
But that's a significant continuity thing.
Yeah, it didn't. Maybe he added blood. Maybe he went and found a puddle. Okay. So then Rosita and Eugene
we find out where she took him.
Yeah, where they headed off to. And we've seen this place before, though.
Yes,
where
we have.
It's like a machine shop, sort of a tool and die place, maybe, or something. And because Eugene is a nerd, he can clearly make a bullet.
Yeah, and as he walks through the door, his backpack gets stuck on something and it rips his arms off.
It gets stuck on the stall door while he's trying to take a dookie. And she's just telling him, like, no, we fight, dummy. This is what we do. I don't know what she's saying.
Well, if you remember, the whole point behind this workshop was for him to manufacture ammunition.
Yeah.
So she brings him here and says, make me a bullet. I want a bullet. Because she wants to take out Neegan.
Yes. She's got that one gun that's unaccounted for.
And Eugene is saying, like, originally I said, yes, I would do this, but I have been thinking about different contingencies, and I think it is not in the best interest to do this at this prudent moment. All this, his Eugene talk is really annoying.
Yeah.
But she eventually starts berating him, saying, you know what, you're good for nothing, you're a coward, you don't contribute anything, you're only alive because we felt sorry for you and because you lied to us, so why don't you do just this one time, be useful, and do something you can do and make me a bullet?
Yes, and he does agree. Because he's a weakling, although I would totally give in. If a girl that attractive asked me to give her my pants, I'd be like, yeah, here you go, no problem.
So I mean, it clearly gets to him. He's hurt by those words, but he complies.
She plays a strong hand, and and it works. And so, okay, they're gonna make a bullet. She'll have a bullet. Big deal. All right, then Dwight and Dwight are having Sherry is her name. Yeah. They're having a little moment, smoking. They're not supposed to really be seeing each other. They're taking a risk here.
Yeah, especially right after a guy got his face burned for colluding with his ex-wife, now that Neegan has taken his wife.
Yeah, so this is trouble.
Yeah, but now of all times, you shouldn't be doing this.
This purpose of this scene, as far as I could tell, was basically to show that their affection, they're not fully into Neegan. They're surviving a complicated emotional hostage situation, but they have to turn to each other for support.
Yeah, but I think she kind of pushes him away, too, because... she says we shouldn't be seen together, and he goes, that's okay, we're not doing anything. So that's right, we're not doing anything.
Oh, yeah.
Or this is nothing. And she walks off.
I'm not going to tickle it, is basically that. Okay, so Carl and, there's some gross eye stuff there. Okay, we got a little shot of that.
Yeah, so this is the scene where Carl is saying, can I put the bandages back on? And he goes, no, you cannot, because I am not done looking at it.
When I say you can't, yeah, whatever. So, yeah, but he does that speaking affect that's so obnoxious.
Like, I thought I was obnoxious. In small doses, it's good.
Right.
Too much is too much.
Yeah, it's constant. It's so... Oh, there you go. Ugh. Look at that. There's obsidian. Yeah. I think that's a lot better than... What did you say it was? It looked like a...
burnt pepperoni?
Burnt pepperoni. No, yours is good too. I like that. Well, oh, God, that's horrible. Ugh.
Yeah, I think he even says something like, I apologize for what I said earlier.
Yeah.
And that, in all honesty, I would not mess with a guy who looks like that. Granted, it might not be popular with the ladies, but... you should keep that out at all times. You should not cover it up.
Yeah, because it's intimidating or something, right?
Yeah, but then basically Carl comes back. At this point, Carl is saying, if you knew who we were, you would kill us. Why don't you go jump out the window to save me the trouble of killing you?
Yeah.
But this is all after the scene where Fat Joey comes in and gives Lucille back to Neegan, saying, you left this out by the truck. And we know that's after because there's Lucille right there.
Lucille, yeah.
And what does he say to Fat Joey? Very famous, beloved scene from the comics.
Fuck off, Fat Joey.
No, he goes, oh, I never do that. It must have been seeing a kid come out and gun down my men with a machine gun must have really affected me. So he takes it back and goes, did you treat her like a lady?
Oh, yeah. And he kind of makes, he gives him a look, right?
Yeah, so he asks, did you...
have sex with her?
Touch her...
pussy?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
As if to get a rise out of him, and the guy was like, "But no." I go, just kidding. Bats don't have those.
Yeah, bats don't have those, except unless you've ever entered a cave. Oh, yes, they do.
Yeah, but he's like, and then he looks at Carl and says, "You know what? That's what men do. That's what your father should be teaching you to do. That's how men talk to each other, to give them crap."
Right. Yep. That's man. I missed a bunch of stuff here. So okay. All right. Well, don't look at this screenshot down here, everybody. Spoiler. And I guess Daryl's in the scene at some point.
It's just a trivia. Neegan dies in episode 1 of the next season.
Yeah, because the backlash to this horrible season 7 mid-season, first half of the season, has the writers just wrote him out and are going to go back to the farm. where the old man is still alive. Okay, so that's everything James said, everybody. Next shot, the truck is backing up into its thing, and of course there's Jesus. Look, he made a dirt angel. Kind of looks more like just a fucking roof.
Yeah,
but
they really wanted to sell it. It should be like 2 sets of footprints that turns into one, because that's when Jesus is carrying you.
No footprints.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. He can walk on water, and he can also lay down on trucks.
Yeah. So importantly, is that Daryl down there right there with the A on?
That does look like, that's Daryl.
I think it is. Yeah.
With his adultery shirt. There's some zombie heads. We got who's that singer I'm thinking of? Michael Jackson. Yep. This guy's losing his hair. Gross but weird bald, not bald, zombie. I get balds and zombies confused a lot, James. So then Neegan and Carl. They're on their way out. Wait a minute.
Yeah, because the last time we saw Carl, he said, "Why don't you save me the trouble by throwing yourself out the window?" Neegan says, "Now that's the little guy that I was afraid of. That's the guy I wanted to see. Come on, we're going for a ride."
Oh, right. But this is Jesus leaving the park, right? I mean,
well, this implies that Jesus is on the roof, because Daryl's standing outside the truck.
I mean, it's literally, he's literally on the roof. It's not
right,
implied.
but something happens.
But hold on, is this truck is leaving the place? So Jesus was inside. Do you see where I'm confused about?
Well, Jesus got out of the truck earlier, and he tracked them back to the compound.
Right. But this truck is leaving the park, right?
Yeah, it's the one they're in, I assume.
So that means he was inside the park.
Yes. He tracked the way back to the compound, infiltrated the compound, and is now hiding on top of the truck. You can see where he jumped up and slid to where he was.
Yeah. Okay, because something's coming up soon. That is why I'm confused about that.
Yes.
So this is where he gives him some of the business about the thing, and that's just decided that
Daryl walks up to the window and says, "Where are you taking him? Don't you hurt him?"
Oh yeah.
And Neegan basically says, Daryl's not supposed to talk to Neegan.
Yeah.
So he says, "Hey Dwight, this guy needs a little bit of extra alone time in the cell."
Right.
And he drags him off.
That was a mistake by Daryl, probably, but
and then Daryl's looking up like he sees something up there, and then we cut back, and that is the truck that Jesus was on, because the same drag marks are there.
Yeah.
But apparently this means that Daryl is a host, because he's not supposed to see Jesus.
That's a Westworld reference.
Crossover.
Wow, way to crossover. Let's give yourself a little too much credit.
Yeah.
Look, Tom Paine, Paul Jesus Rovia. Oh, okay. Paul's a religious name too, right? Peter, Paul, and Mary, or whatever.
Paul Verhoeven.
Yeah, Paul Revere. Okay, so he was inside the compound, I guess, is the lesson there.
Yeah, he teleported away.
Yeah, somehow he disappeared. Or maybe Daryl saw him land, and that's how he got, because Daryl wasn't going to tell him or something. Yeah. So then we cut to a dark, dirty scene, and it's Daryl in his captured hulls, because he should not have been talking to Neegan. All right? Keep going.
And I believe you missed something there that's pretty important.
With the woman or with the Daryl scene?
With the Daryl scene.
All right.
A dirty piece of paper gets shoved under the door, and it's got a key taped to the other side, and it says, "Go now."
Oh.
And we can only assume that this was Sherry, because Sherry, I believe, wants to help him.
That would say, okay. Fair enough. Thank you for pointing that out. All right, so then this woman, we missed the shot here. She actually, just really not much we missed, but the car pulls up, she gets out, she comes up, and she doesn't see, she sees something in front of her. But, of course, Michonne, that's Michonne's katana, or as dumb people call it, samurai sword. Yes. And she realizes she's been caught by a roadblock of zombie bods. And that's what what's her face is up to.
Yep. Only if you see the drag marks prove that that's what she was doing. She was building a little...
Look, there's different drag marks coming at it from different angles. That's kind of fun. It looks like you feel like there'd be more, but then again, maybe they don't all have the same blood output.
And this is how Trump plans to build the wall.
Yep, zombie wall. It's going to be just like the movie DayZ or World War Z with starring Bradley Pitt.
But the one thing people don't have in the universe of The Walking Dead is peripheral vision.
Right. Otherwise, this woman, because she was looking straight forward.
Yes.
Yeah, she didn't see that there was a person standing there with a sword off to the side. Or maybe Michonne emerged from the brushes and made no noise.
Maybe she can teleport like Jesus and zombies.
Yeah. Haven't you seen Ninja Turtles? Mm-hmm. Those guys are real quiet when they need to be, okay? Are you one of the Foot, James? Sounds like it. This guy, actually, I thought this guy was like not a zombie, and he was going to be like, haha, I was kidding. So there she is, and she says, "You fucking bitch, I'm gonna kill you."
She says that.
I don't remember what she says.
She basically says, "Take me to Neegan."
Oh yeah. So they're all kind of converging on Neegan here. Mm-hmm. Neegan's in trouble, sort of. All right. So Neegan then remember, they're heading back to Carl, so they come back to Alexandria. This scene was kind of mean and horrible and funny and weird. And he gives her some shit about the food, right? Isn't that what this is about?
Yeah, he says something. She says, basically, we're here, we're starving. And goes, starving? You?
Yeah. He goes, you mean by starving, you mean not really? Or something like that. It was just badly written.
Yeah.
And there he is leaning back, giving him the old weird smiley confidence eyes. And
then, he points at her and...
he does make her feel bad. She's a more...
There's those air quotes for not really.
Not really. Come on. I'm going to bounce my body and my head back and forth around because I have no other ability to do anything else. Actually, this guy's a good actor. I don't know why they gave him such a one-dimensional portrayal.
He fits the character as written in the comic. He does a good job of that.
Really? The character in the comic is this shitty?
Yeah.
Oh, he's fucking crazy. And then she makes her cry, of course. And then he threatens to rape her, which is fucked up.
Well, not that. He doesn't do that. He does say...
Well, he says, I'm going to have sex with you.
No, he says, how about I do you a favor or something like that? Why don't we go and I'll screw your brains out?
Yeah, okay, you're right.
He doesn't force anything on her. He makes an offer to her as though that's something she would be willingly up for, as though that would be a gift that she would look at.
I guess he did leave it up to her, which is gentlemanly.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's got a very twisted view.
So it wasn't a threat, but again, it's psychological manipulation. And of course, she's like, "What the fuck? Fuck you, man! What the?" So he's a real jerk, and I don't know. She runs off, or I don't know what happens.
Well, he asks her what her name is. She turns around and says Olivia, and then he proposes that to go screw her brains out. At which point she slaps him.
Yeah, she goes, "Whoosh, ow, my beard."
Yeah, and then he pauses for a moment to be his typical Neegan. What is he gonna do? Is he gonna kill her? Is he gonna do something? But he just leans in and goes, I am now 50% more into you.
Yeah, that line is weird. Everything about it was weird. The whole thing is kooky. Okay, and then he goes, all right, Carl, give me the grand tour. And now this is the strangest scene in however many years the show's been on the air.
He asks Olivia to make lemonade first, though.
Oh, yeah, he tells her, okay, make lemonade. Thank you.
That's very important.
Super important, but that's fair enough, though. Your memory of this shit is so much better than mine. But this scene was so weird. So he says, all right, Carl, let's have the tour. And all of a sudden, this like fun, peppy music plays, like montage music. Like, and what do? They cut to Neegan in different parts of the house. And like, I think it tilts up, right? So it and his feet, and he's like wiggling his toes around, and he's just feeling real good.
Yeah, but I get it. The zombie apocalypse has been happening for a couple of years now. It has, I'd say maybe like, 5 years or so?
Yeah, probably, maybe even a little more than that.
But I mean, this man was around for a very long time before this happened. He should not be so enamored by the basic things like this. You know?
Carpet?
Yeah, I mean, ooh, carpet on my bare feet.
Yeah, and so it's like he's like, ooh, hey, haha. Like it's like he's an alien who just showed up and is just enjoying touching stuff. It was so strange. But it was to the music. It was all to that. So they had this really odd quality to it that made broke the immersion that was already broken. But it was just so fucking weird. And he gives him a smile, and Carl's just like, "Oh, are you seriously doing this, buddy? Okay." Cut to the next one. Music's still playing. Yep. Whoa, water. Golly, what is this shiny tube with the metal and the bendy, and it makes the fucking fluid come out of it?
Where'd it come from?
Yeah, but it wasn't even like I mean, he smiles and he like looks up. I mean, sure, I get that some of the basics will be gone, and you probably would be like, oh, cool, a sink. That's great. I'm so tired of going down to the creek or pissing in my own mouth. I get it. You're gonna be like happy to find something that works. You know, electricity's probably real cool when you don't get it for a long time. Shit, my iPhone dies for 20 minutes, and I gotta wait for it to charge up, and I feel like I'm missing out on the world. You know what I mean, James? So, but this music's playing, and Carl is just like going along with it, which is peculiar. And then the next one is darts. I say rubbish junk. To this one, James.
He's pretty good at darts, though.
Does he? Oh yeah, does he get a bullseye?
I mean, it's pretty darn close. It looks like it.
It's pretty darn in the middle. Yeah, and he goes, oh yeah, and he kind of pumps his fist and is like, hey, Carl. And Carl's like, oh, crazy montagey Neegan again, always within montage celebrations. It was just super, super, super weird. Yeah. By the way, what the fuck is Lucille doing all the way that high up?
Yeah, I mean, if anyone actually watches this, though, they're probably going to be yelling right now because we skipped over something else.
Oh, let's get... what? Do I need to go back?
Well, the scene where he's alone in the room with Carl before Carl threatens him and...
Okay, way back when when he looks at his eye?
Yeah, back then. He... Sing me a song.
Oh, yeah.
The name of the episode, we skipped over that.
Okay.
So basically he says, you know, there's two things you need to do for me. You killed two of my men. The first one was seeing your eye. The second one is I want you to sing me a song.
Right.
And that's when Carl starts going into his rendition of Poker Face.
Poke.
Yeah.
He sings, you are beautiful, no matter what they say.
Yeah, so it's supposed to be an intimidating scene where he's, you know, choking back and stuttering and singing "You Are My Sunshine, My Only Sunshine."
Yeah.
While Negan violently swings the bat in the background and stops and goes, "Do not let me distract you." All that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that was a weird scene. Thank you for bringing that up.
And then he says, you know, and by the way, you know how we talked about, you know, busting other people's whatevers? That's what I did to you.
Right.
Yeah, treating you like a man, basically.
Yes, yeah. I did at least like that Carl can't sing. I was worried that, you know, when actors can sing and then just like whip out like a nice voice. Like, oh,
Yeah.
really,
I don't know if you watch Bad Lip Reading YouTube channel.
Yeah, a lot, yeah.
But you ever see the song, the Carl Papa one?
No,
I was hoping he would sing Carl Papa. Yeah, it's a music video where Carl sings. It's amazing.
That channel's awesome. Way better than this channel.
Yeah, I always wanted to try doing that. Just like watch it without the words and try and see what it would look like. But I'm not that. That's not my skill set.
Fair enough. Okay, so yeah, he humiliated him by making him sing.
Yeah, and that's where the title comes
gets
from.
people to do what he wants them to do. Okay, sing me a song. All right, thanks, James. You sang us a song. So then the door, and this is Negan comes in, and he goes, ho, 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 yeah.
Important, though, because what we hear Carl saying before he opens the door is something like, oh, don't worry about that. That's just a laundry room or something. Carl doesn't want him to go in there for the obvious reasons, because that's his baby sister.
It's his sister. It's little ass kicker, right?
Yeah.
And Judith. What a name for a baby. That's like naming a baby Larry. Come on. Get out of here. So anyway, little girl, she's doing her thing. She's just a kid, and she's, you know, maybe it has been under 5 years. But yeah, it's obvious. And he hands Carl the bat. Carl, of course, just takes it, looks at him like, this is just, boy, this is like a weird uncle from, you know, college. Who, you know, he's like, Carl's not like, I don't know, Carl's acting was weird. Just fine, whatever. So yeah, we didn't like this. We don't like that. And he goes over to the baby, right? And just picks her up.
Yep.
Okay. So then... Rick and Aaron find a thing.
Yeah, they're scavenging. They had to jump over a barrier that said the only thing you'll find past this point is trouble or something. Yeah. But they keep going because they really have no choice. So they haven't found jack crap yet.
Okay, yeah. So my name is Leslie Williams Starton, and I am armed with crack shot on targets at blah, blah, blah. Antiquity rifles. We are not smart to have listened. Okay, we will not survive, and my conscience something have been warned. I know I'm
the only important part about it is it says something like, if you have gotten this far reading this and have not been shot yet, that must mean that I am dead.
Oh yeah. Thank you, James. She's really summarized it. I thought my muttering reading of it without seeing all the words was good, but then it turns out it's like a houseboat. Is that what that is?
Yeah, it looks to be.
Like kind of anchored in the middle, and so this is basically they just invented themselves a new trap.
Yes, a new zombie obstacle course.
Exactly, a new video game obstacle, upper level, later stage zombie obstacle course. So what are these guys all anchored down? Is that going to be how it's going to be? Like they're all going to have like chains on their feet? Because
obviously we'll see how this pans out.
Or they're spread out like a bunch of ducks that don't have any bread. You know, when you have bread, the ducks all come to the same spot. But when they don't have bread, they just spread out because they're fucking ducks looking for bread. Gee, hopefully there's some sort of tool they can use to reach this thing, huh? Oh, look, a boat right in the front. Perfect.
You want some trivia about that boat?
Yeah.
For the next episode, it is riddled with gunshot holes.
You mean, why did you just ruin the next episode?
That's not ruining, it's trivia.
What? Well, you're saying by the end of the episode or when they come across it?
No, it's like in the finale that becomes the obstacle.
Oh, okay. All right, fair enough. So yeah, all right. So they got to get to the boat. Obviously there's guns and supplies in the middle of this. So that's their reward. It goes cling, cling, when you reach when you beat all the enemies. You gain a level, your experience level goes up, you get to assign some stats to your points, and then you get the gun. They go, oh fuck, and this guy's like, no dude, come on man, my beard's not as big as yours. And he's like, it's okay, mine's not that big either. And so that's it, right, James? We know they're gonna have to get through the zombie water. All right, so Rosita looking fine, Eugene looking even finer. She's sort of got her bullet, right? She's happy now.
Yeah, she's got what she wants, and she apologizes to Eugene for talking to him the way she did.
Yeah.
And he basically says, save it and shove it, because no, you said what you said because you meant it, and now you're just saying that you're sorry when you don't really mean it because you want to feel better about yourself, so you can shove that too.
Yeah, and he's over here going, you ever think about how crazy it is that we have knees? Isn't that fucked up?
Yeah.
That's so weird.
I think it's like, I prefer to go back to the awkward silence now.
That's right. James's dialogue was probably accurate compared to mine. So then Spencer gets out of the car and he shows up, and look what he found.
You know what this is called?
Groceries?
Spencer's Gifts.
I already said that earlier.
When did you say that?
I called them Spencer's Gifts.
But did he have gifts?
No. Yours made more sense,
okay.
but I'm just saying I said that.
I don't remember.
You could call them Spencer's Animated Gifts. No, I didn't call him that. Anyway, so he's got some animated food. And SpaghettiOs there, sweet corn, roque chili, beef chili, roque, what the fuck, green mobile, and he said, hey, not bad. I will be delighted and impressed to put this stuff in my mouth and eventually eat it into, okay. So, of course, he didn't do anything about the blood. So where did he get all the food? From the...
Well, yeah,
the directions?
Yeah, they asked him, where did you get this? And he mentions the guy in the tree who had a note that was written in Latin, and it was the coordinates or locations or directions to different stashes.
Okay.
And how convenient.
How fucking convenient. Why would the guy buy... If you bury a bunch of stashes... I guess he'd write it down in Latin. So
yeah, and he does mention that his mother, who was a congresswoman, and all that kind of stuff, forced him to take Latin, and she said one day the pain of this will pay off, and look, it did.
Looky there. Huh? Always listen to your mom, everybody. That's the lesson. When your mom forces you to do shit you don't want to do, you just divorce her and run away. I mean, just listen to her. So yeah, he's doing great. Things are fast, and they're all happy to be home. They're going back into the gate, but SpaghettiOs. It's one of Neegan's goons. It's Bald Goon with the thigh thing.
Yes.
And he opens the gate and there's trucks and there's the thing and oh shit. Oh boy, that sucks. These are not fellows we want to see.
So Spencer says they're here, and Rosita says no, he's here.
He's here.
And bear in mind, she's got her gun and she's got her bullet now.
Yeah, so she's gonna pull some moves here. I think I haven't seen the finale yet, so I'm just gonna guess that she's gonna try to take a shot at him, but it's probably not gonna go as planned. Neegan. Hanging out on the porch with Carl. They do have their lemonade finally. Of course, Lucille's presence is always nearby, and he's got a child. James, you ever sleep with a kid on your chest?
No.
I know it's gonna sound weird, but it feels kind of nice.
That would be disturbing.
No, it's like a family. It's like your baby falls asleep on your chest. It's like the shot of the dad with the baby on his chest, or even the mom. I guess that's cool. You ever have a cat or a dog fall asleep on you?
Yeah, that.
Yeah. Well, humans are animals, and so it's like I'm not saying anything
your
weird.
Your dog's not gonna take a crap on your chest.
Well, you gotta
in the middle
know
of the night.
kid. It's gotta be like one of your kids, or like a close, like a nephew or a niece. It can't be, and they gotta be a certain. I mean, I fell asleep with my 16-year-old nephew on my chest once, and man, that kid was heavy. I had to burp him. He vomited all over me. He vomited an entire Mad Dog 2020.
Nice.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, like, there's something relaxing about being on a rocking chair holding a kid.
No, babies creep me out.
Of course, I never want to have children myself. I'm just saying I acknowledge that there's a human instinct to relax when you're protecting a child, unless you're running from a fire or something. Of course, then you don't, or an angry kangaroo.
I just get very anxious when I can't communicate with something.
Yeah.
A dog I can kind of communicate with because you can give them a look and they understand. But a baby looks at you and goes, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah,
I don't know what you're thinking.
They're weird little demons. I mean, don't get me wrong. I couldn't possibly handle raising one.
Yeah.
I'm saying when this is my point. The best time is when they're asleep, because it's just like holding a warm pillow.
Oh, okay.
It's getting worse and worse. No, but yeah, real kids are hard. I like playing with them because I'm actually like one. My move. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. I talk to children like they're people. They love me. Kids always like me because I look at them and I speak full sentences and I don't fuck around with their intelligence. Because I remember when I was a kid, I resented the adults that treated me like I was stupid.
Yeah. But you're saying the best part of kids is the warmth generated by their blood and internal organs.
Yes, their blood is more nourishing than other victims. That's a vampire. I don't even know what I'm saying. So anyway, but this is Neegan, and it's intimidating and it's horrible because now he has a human shield and he's got one of their most precious people, which is their little baby girl.
So he's basically waiting for Rick to get back, and a neighbor walks by and he goes, "Howdy, neighbor. How about you come by later and we'll grill out?"
That's that guy.
Yeah,
I like that. This dude wasn't even on set, or he was on set, but he wasn't supposed to be. Just some fella looking for Quiznos walking by.
And he says, you know what? I really like it here. I think I'll stay.
Yeah, it was all Neegan, though. It was super Neegan, and then he says something about I was going to kill the kid.
Well, he references what Carl said about, if you really knew us, you would kill us.
Yeah.
And he goes, Carl, maybe you're right. Maybe I should kill you both and bury you out in that flower patch or something like that.
Right.
But he's saying it in like a very childish way, like he's talking to the baby.
Yes. Yeah.
And just making it seem like what he's saying is playful and not serious and malicious.
Now let me just make a comment here. Neegan is a powerful man. He uses intimidation and charm and charisma and kind of leadership qualities. But this arm does not look like an intimidating man's arm. I'm just saying, James, I used to lift weights quite a bit. I've had periods where I've been pretty strong. I used to have a pretty physical job for a while. I could have jacked this fucker up without training. All right? I'm just saying, look at this weak-ass shoulder. There's nothing about what he's doing here that looks intimidating. I know maybe I'm not making any sense, but usually you got a I almost called it a tripod. You just got a tricep popping out, maybe a bicep. Now, I'm not saying he's got to look like a fucking G.I. Joe figure with his shirt off.
He does in the comics.
He's a big money.
He's kind of a jacked
guy. By the
way,
there is a version of guys that are like lean, thin, and still really strong. I'm not saying
he kicked
that
the crap out of me.
A little, like, I could easily get beat up by lots of guys smaller than me. But I'm just saying, like, he just, like, other than knowing he's a monster, this body here does not, to me, go, oh boy, look out for that guy. I know it doesn't really matter.
His power is not physical necessarily.
Totally, I get it. And it's actually not, I get it. He's got tattoos. Tattoos are always a little bit intimidating.
It adds plus 20 to strength.
Mm-hmm, totally. I get it. He's fine. I'm sure he could kick my butt or something. Who knows? There was a time when I was in college, I used to lift weights. I could curl 60 pounds with one arm. 60 pounds, James. That's pretty good for one hand. Some people know. James has no idea if that's a lot or not.
Yeah,
that's a lot. You could go bigger, but that's most guys have never curled 60 pounds. Okay, all right.
I lift 150 plus pounds every day.
Of yourself?
Every time I stand up.
Wow, boy, you really are a hero.
Yep.
It's almost like your legs are okay. Yeah, so he intimidates the little girl and gives her a little kissy coo.
Well, I know he doesn't intimidate the little girl. He intentionally doesn't intimidate her because she doesn't know what he's saying.
That's right. Never mind. He does a reverse of intimidating her, which is not intimidating
and then
her.
He sucks out her soul.
He's a Horcrux?
Yes.
No, a Dementor.
Well, yeah, that's
the wrong. Yeah, he's a Dementor. He goes. She burps in his mouth, and it's all yellow and gross. So that's the end of the season, or end of the episode. We got one more episode to do.
You know what that face is called? Spencer's Gifts.
Spencer's Gifts. Yep. Not bad. I like that.
Yeah, that made sense.
I get it. Spencer's Giraffes.
Yep.
So, okay, what did you think of the episode? It sucks. It fucking sucks.
Oh, God.
It's just like, what's going on with the season, man? Why is it so horrible?
Everything just happens for convenience sake. It's like, oh, we got to keep we got to keep Rick and Aaron busy. Here's your physical challenge.
Who's the American Ninja Warrior?
Yeah. Like, we can't let anyone see Jesus on top of this truck. Let's make him teleport. Oh, Spencer's got to do something so that we can stave off the saviors by bringing supplies back. Let's make him find a magical note on a zombie in a tree that he shouldn't even know was there. How do we get him there? Let's make the car stop.
Yeah, Carl murders two guys. What do we do? Give him a tour of the facility. Yeah. That one, at least, I could see Neegan keeping Carl alive to use him as a pawn or something. But, like, the whole thing is just, what? Yeah. It's not, I don't feel any tension building. I mean, obviously there's the mid-season finale is going to end with some sort of confrontation. Everybody watching this has probably already seen it. I haven't seen it yet, so I'm assuming Rick and Neegan are going to have a square off. Rosita's got her bullet. It's just the season's just. Have you been seeing things on like Reddit and articles and stuff about the series going down the drain?
I have been watching Reddit. Reading Reddit, and people still seem. There's a healthy group of people who still say this is the best season ever.
Really?
Neegan is killing it, that he's doing great.
That's a loyal core group of people.
But the overall ratings of the show are telling a different story.
Yeah.
I think the season finale, I think they said something like was the lowest rated watch season finale for The Walking Dead since like 2012 or something. Mm-hmm. That it's clearly people are tuning out and tuning into things like Westworld.
Okay.
That this is kind of the season we were all waiting for because Negan was such an exciting concept of a character to finally see, And
he was introduced so well.
Yeah, and he's doing a good job, but I don't think the writing is really doing him justice.
Yeah, it doesn't seem right. In previous episodes with Tara, with the sunglasses and the women, that whole thing was goofy. A lot of moments in that episode didn't make any sense. Yeah, I don't know. It's
just, if I were the guy approving the episodes for this and they put a script in front of me and said this is what we were thinking of doing, I'd be like, how about you go back in the room a little bit?
Right. Yeah. I would have made the whole episode about melting that guy's face.
No.
You know? The best part.
Holding the iron there for an hour.
Yeah.
He's just leaning back.
It's a high quality cotton. It's not that easy to iron. I don't know if high quality cotton is like that. I don't know. So, all right. Well, there you go, everybody. What do you think? Let us know in the comments. Sorry, these are coming out late. We'll see. We got distracted with the Westworld reviews get 40,000 views or 20,000.
40,000. Holy crap.
One of them did. They had a pretty clickbaity titty thumbnail, but it's still, it worked. I wouldn't even think this is funny. I thought it was funny. I wasn't even thinking because it's like 3 naked gold women with black boxes all over their tits.
People are going to think it's clickbait when they see that, when they see it censored even in the thumbnail.
It's censored in the thumbnail. Yeah, it's not. Anyway, whatever. So, point is, we are craven pieces of shit because we prioritize the one that's getting more attention. So, this is how we don't have a lot of time, but we're doing our best here. We're going to do the finale tomorrow, and we're going to put that up pretty soon. By tomorrow, I mean our tomorrow, not your tomorrow. It might go up a little bit later. Thanks for liking. Thanks for subscribing. Please join us on the rest of our adventures here on Suckprofessor. We're always having a good time. Bye, everybody. Bye, James.
Bye.